So how do we hide this breadcrumb just for the guide pages? We like the breadcrumbs because they help us navigate through the administration pages, but we'd like to hide it in the guide pages at least, if not on the entire front end. Well, one problem with breadcrumbs in Drupal is that you can't simply toggle them on and off. So a simple way to deal with this is to use a CSS style to hide this element on the page. Now, just as a quick warning, whenever we use this strategy in order to hide content on the page, it could cause some confusion down the road. Because we're not actually adjusting the output, we're simply adjusting the visibility of it. So we'll still see that content when we look at the source code. But there's a couple items in Drupal where, as a quick fix, using a CSS property to hide the item is really the quickest, most efficient way to deal with it. So to add this, what we can do is copy this breadcrumb class. I'm just clicking on it, which automatically highlights the class name, and I'm going to copy it. And then I'm going to jump back to our style sheet in CSS Injector. Let's go ahead and close this Firebug box in order to make some additional space. And I'm going to click on Configuration. And I'm going to do a search for CSS Injector again. Okay, again, it's under the development box right down here. And then I'm going to click Edit Rule next to our rule. Okay, let's go ahead and add a new selector for breadcrumb. I'm going to use the dot for the class. I'm going to paste in the breadcrumb. I'm going to put an opening bracket and a closing bracket. I always start with the opening and closing brackets to make sure I don't forget that last bracket. I'll indent by adding a couple of spaces. That's not necessary, but just makes it easier to read. And I'm going to put display none. This is the property that we want in order to hide an item on the page. Let's go ahead and save this. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom and click Save. And let's go ahead and look at our page again by exiting out of the overlay. Okay, so now the breadcrumb doesn't display anymore. Let's take a look in the browser where we're an anonymous user and refresh. Okay, the breadcrumb is gone, and as we switch between this page and our mockup, we'll see that it's pretty similar.